Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here with all of you. And these few words that I have to share with you are really, I feel like I'm preaching to the choir because most of you, in one way or another, are affiliated with academia. But we're focusing on a culture of poverty in many countries around the world. And we're focusing on an issue of the resistance that poverty shows to change. And I can speak from the experience we've had in a small country like Honduras, where 30 years ago, 50% of the population lived in poverty, and today it's 67% of the population living in poverty. And what's happened is that today we have more people in Honduras living in poverty than the total population 30 years ago. And this is at a time when the donor community is making increasing donations to Honduras and to this effort to fight poverty. Just within 3 years, from 2010 to 2012, more than $2 billion were invested by the donors, the donor community in Honduras, to fight poverty. And yet I can tell you that the donors are very frustrated, because they don't see results from these investments in Honduras and in the Central American region at large. And so when I say that I'm preaching to the choir, what we have been proposing to USAID and to the other donor community members is that they should look more to academia as an alternative in this effort to fight poverty and improve living conditions in countries like Honduras. So when we talk about academia, we talk about what you all do on an ongoing basis, which is that we have technical assistance that we can share in communities in countries like Honduras and around the world. Vital in this is the research, which is part of academia. There is a shortage of information in developing countries, valid, reliable data, and as a consequence, few decisions and policies are developed on the basis of data assessment. So academia obviously presents an opportunity for the research and for the development of this kind of research and reliable information. I think it's important also and key, and we'll be hearing about this in the noontime and early afternoon presentation on STEM, but the issue of education. And this is again where academia plays such a key role in providing education opportunities for leaders at all levels in countries, again, like Honduras, Central America, Africa, and around the world. And the final point here is that academia has been here for years and most likely will be here for many years to come. So the commitment obviously is a long-term commitment. So what we're saying to donors such as USAID and others, instead of thinking in terms of 3-year, 4-year, 5-year projects, why not think more in terms of strategic alliances with academia, sustainable long-term approach to something as complex as development. So we are here and very grateful to Iowa State to further engage academia, your universities, in this effort to be even more effective in our work in international development. Before I close, I would like to say that I'm joined here by several colleagues from Zamorano. Zamorano is a unique university. It's in Honduras, but we have more than 23 countries represented by our student body and faculty. And if you are at all interested in learning more about Zamorano, first we encourage you to come and visit us. But if that's not going to happen in the near future, I will just ask my colleagues to rise so that maybe during a break you can have an opportunity to learn a little bit more about Zamorano from them. So thank you very much.
So just to keep you posted, what is going on is our provost and the president of Zamorano University will now sign an agreement, a collaborative agreement, announcing our intention to work together on several things that we have already discussed proactively, and this concept note has been prepared that both of them are signing. So this is a very, I would say, celebration of collaboration. This is an example of how we can work together in partnership to solve some of the grand challenges. Thank you.